Hello my lovely Aquarians, welcome to your April 2020 reading. Hope this reading finds you well, healthy and coping with everything that life brings you at this point in our timeline. This is a general reading for you, my lovely Aquarians. It's a reading for Aquarius Sun, Rising and Moon sign. Also listen to your rising sign and moon sign. Some months they will resonate more for you than your sun sign will. Also listen to them, or anyway, because it adds more depth to each month, each monthly reading. This is a general reading for you. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, which is more specific to you, then you can go to my website and book a private reading from there. Thank you so much for subscribing, liking, sharing and commenting on my channel. I really appreciate your support. So many thanks for that as well. So let's have a look here. Okay. Let's have a look at what's in store here for you. I feel like you've been going through a period of time where you've been planning. There's been planning. There's been a lot of thinking going on here. There's been a lot of thinking going on. There's been a lot of planning. And Aquarians tend to do that anyway. They do process. They do think. They do use that sort of mental tool to plan ahead. But there's been a lot of that planning ahead for your future, planning ahead for how you can change your future to bring to you the future that you're wanting, the outcome that you're wanting. Don't overthink it, because my head's starting to hurt. You know, just don't be going around and around and around in your head without then doing something with that. Don't just stay in your head and keep processing, because that will drive you insane. Make it also, you know, everything that you're processing, everything that you're thinking, put it down on paper, make a plan, do something practical with all that processing that you're doing as well, because that's what's going to see results. The doing action is going to see results. And it's interesting because as we get to as we get to April, first card you've got is the Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Wands is a doing. The Wands is fire, is action, it's enthusiasm, it's doing. It's not holding back. So you've done the time for planning and processing and working out what you're going to do. Being in your head is over. Come April, it's time now to implement those plans. It's time now to put things in place. It's time now for you to pursue this new path, this new journey, this new life's purpose. What are you doing that is new here? You're starting up a new business, or you're branching out and doing something on your own. There's something that you're doing that you feel quite passionate about. If you're working for a corporation, there's something that you're putting in place here. Is there a promotion or a sidestepping to another department? I don't know what it is for you, but there's big changes here. In April's going to see a lot of new starts, a lot of new beginnings, and a lot of new ways of doing things, which is going to be really interesting times for you. It's sort of something you've been preparing for. So it's not something that catches you off guard. It's something you've been preparing for as well. It's crossed with another ace, the Ace of Cups. And so this is about a turning point in your emotions, a turning point in how you're viewing life on an emotional level. If you're already in a relationship, it's a turning point in that relationship. It's a new start in that relationship, or it's a new relationship. It's a new way of doing things. For some of you, I feel like there's a leaving of a relationship to start a new relationship, or a new emotional life from April on. So it's interesting here. If you're seeking love, it's an absolutely loved up month. It's a great month. The energy is with you. So get online. You know, if you're not able to go out and socialize because of the restrictions, get online. Because there's going to be a lot of people online, a lot of people that can't go out, that are going to be connecting up online, and you know, the opportunities are there for you. So use this time to find that significant other, because it's a real romantic starting point here for those that are seeking romance. For those that are in a relationship, it's either going to be a tearing away of that relationship and starting a new emotional life elsewhere, or it's going to be a deeper understanding of that relationship, a new start in that relationship. Or, you know, the isolation could be driving you both crazy. Who knows? But it's interesting times there for you on an emotional level. Something you haven't experienced in a long time. Okay, you've also got the star, and it's interesting because, you know, I want to say on that emotional level, it's a time for self-reflection. It's a time for going beneath the surface. It's a time for really considering, weighing out situations, self-reflection, going within, introspection on an emotional level, but keeping that emotional balance. But it's really a pouring out of emotions. I feel like it's a pouring out of emotions. It's a pouring out of, let's have a look at what's going on here. Let's really get down to the facts. Let's really get down to the nitty-gritty. The star also calls, because stars are up high, it also calls for a change of perspective, looking at things differently. Maybe the rose-coloured glasses have come off. Maybe you're looking at things more realistically. But there's those sorts of issues that are coming up as well for you. The star is going to, you know, change your perspective, walk a mile in somebody else's shoes, look at a situation differently, reflect, inner reflection, introspection. That's what you're going to be feeling in in April. That's what you're going to be feeling in April. I wonder what October has in store for you, because that keeps coming up. I keep getting October in my head, so that's interesting. You know, is there something that your plans that you're making now that you think are going to evolve or come to fruition in October? Or is October going to be the turning point for plans that you lay in April? I don't know. October keeps coming up, so that's interesting. Let's just put that on the back burner and just consider that, you know, see what happens with that. Okay, so we've got the Two of Wands. Now, you've got the Ace of Wands, so there's things that are going to be happening here, new starts, new ventures, new beginnings, new life purpose, new understanding of what you're doing, something new you're taking on. And that is going to trigger choices, decisions. Which path are you going to take? What choice are you going to make? What decision are you going to make? So you're going to come, in April, you're going to come to your crossroad, your proverbial crossroad in your path. And that can take many different forms for all of you. It can be work, can be home, can be relationships, can be personal development, can be personal awareness, what you're going to put up with, what you want changed. Lots of different things. Discovering your life's purpose, deciding that that's what you're going to do, that's the change that you're going to bring in, that's the new beginning that you're going to have, because there's two new beginnings here right up front in the beginning of April, and that leads to choices and decisions for you, things that are going to unfold for you, opportunities that are going to open up for you. So you need to decide. You need to decide what you're doing. And it's interesting because as we go along in April, you've got the Lovers. This is Kismet. This is your twin soul. This is a connection with someone through April. So it could be someone new. It could be, oh, do I want to say you're having an affair? I'll put that out there. That's what I'm getting. So I need to honour the process. Okay, but there's a connection you're going to be making with someone on an emotional level. It's a twin soul connection. It can also be twin soul connection if you don't want a relationship. That's okay too. It's a twin soul connection with friendships. Twin souls take many different forms, shapes and forms. It can be a friendship, but there is a connection here with very significant others. It could be your tribe, your group. You may join some sort of group, and that would be over the internet at this point in our timeline. but there's some sort of connections being made that's going to be quite meaningful for you, that is going to evolve into something really meaningful. But its roots start in April. So it could be that, with our self-imposed isolation, or some people have had that quarantine imposed on them, we're going to be on the internet a lot more. We're going to be connecting with people over the internet, Skype, groups. So there's a meaningful connection being made here that's going to evolve, and that may be what's going to be evolving in October for you. Interesting times. Let's move along here. You've got the Six of Cups. So this is about being playful. This is about enjoying yourself. This is about getting back to your roots, having maybe childhood memories that brought you joy. Maybe if you have children, it's about living in the now and connecting with children. It is about living in the now. Be childlike and enjoy the now. So if you are in isolation, it's not about complaining about it and thinking this is awful, when's it going to end? Just enjoy the now. What is it that you can do with your children, with your family, with your friends, or whoever you've got at home, even if it's just you at home? What is it that you can do that brings you some enjoyment of just spending time at home and resting and recuperating and exploring your inner workings, your inner mind, your inner dreams, your inner goals? It's going to really be a time of doing that in April, absolutely, because it's going to really bring you a lot of pleasure. There's going to be projects, there's going to be things that are going to evolve. It's almost like this is the lifestyle you've wanted. Do you enjoy it? There's some sort of new learning and awareness coming here of enjoying where you're at, enjoying being grateful and showing appreciation for what you have. Who amongst you are getting headaches or overthinking? Don't overthink, Aquarians. Don't overthink, because you've got an abundance of a lot of things to be grateful and show appreciation for. So don't forget to do that as well in these times. It's a time of reflection. It's a time of, you've achieved a lot in your life, and it's about what new projects can you give birth to, what new projects can you materialize, what have you always wanted to do that you can now do because you've got the time to do it. So it's about, there's some idea or some plan that you're going to give birth to that is going to be reborn. That's going to be really good. You've got the Ten of Swords here, so there's an ending of difficulties. There's an ending of the decisions that you have to make, the choices that you're needing to make, that you're going to come to some decision, some conclusion by the end of April over something. And it's about not carrying that burden with you, but making that decision and moving forward and taking with it what you've learnt, what you've gained, what you know about yourself, what you know about others, how you're going to be able to move forward with this, because there's been some sort of struggle that you've been going through. But it does come to completion by the end of April. There is a completion here, so be sure you're not carrying all the weight of it all with you. Just take with it what you've learnt and how you've grown and how you're doing things differently. That's going to be really important. I'm going to do a 4-card spread, lovely Aquarians, using these cards. They're just fantastic. They're very playful, but carry quite fantastic meanings. So I'm going to do a 4-card spread, see how we can get more information on what's going on here in April. But for you, it's really about, like everyone, it's a time of introspection. It's a time of self-reflection. It's a time of really making decisions, facing what we've been moving away from. But April for you, there's also new beginnings here. You've got 2 aces. So there's new beginnings here as well, and the Lovers, and which is quite exciting. Quite an exciting time. So there's a real opportunity here to bring new things into your life. And sometimes when we stop and reflect and we decide, well, we don't, there's things that we don't want in our lives anymore, but there's things that we still want in our lives. So it's a sorting through, and you're going to go through that sorting through as well to make your life become, you get to a point where your life is fulfilled again. You're feeling fulfilled. You've got the Knight of Wands, which is so telling. It's time. April is time for you to take action. The time of planning and thinking and processing and working out is over. April is a time of taking action, moving forward in pursuit of your dreams, in pursuit of your goals, in pursuit of your life's purpose, in pursuit of what puts that fire in your belly. So it's about charging forward, making choices, making decisions, and moving forward with them. So that's what April is really going to be all about for you. You've also got the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups, Alice in Wonderland, falling down the rabbit hole. It's about experiencing things that are different, having the courage to take the plunge. Have the courage to go down the rabbit hole, to explore the unknown, to explore new things, to explore things differently, to be open to new experiences. Like Alice in Wonderland. Nothing is as it seems. Nothing is as it seems, and that's what's going to happen in April. There's this real reevaluation of everything. Reevaluation of everything. This is interesting. You've got the Four of Cups. It's about isolation. Putting yourself in a bubble. Reflecting. Deciding, because it's the same as this. Okay? It's taking the time out to reflect, taking the time out to think about the direction you're taking the time out to process your dreams. Get in touch with what did you want to do when you were younger? What did you want to do 10 years ago that got sort of lost in the necessities of everyday living? Well, we've got to break from that now. And so you can reflect, you can think about what dreams did you have? What would you like to try? What would you like to resurrect and put in place and take action in manifesting and creating? So that, it's this isolation. This is an interesting card, this self-isolation or imposed isolation of being able to rest, to reflect, to process, and to make plans to fulfill the dreams that you've always had, that you forgot about. Because here you've got the Fool, moving forward with, jumping empty-handed into the void. It's time for you in April to start making decisions and moving forward. Making decisions and moving forward. Taking that leap of faith. There's another new start. Like the Aces, the Fool is the first card in the tarot deck. So the journey begins. In April, your journey starts for the rest of the year. Really interesting, Aquarius. Really interesting. So are you going to take the challenge? Are you going to take on the challenge of processing, of bringing in the new? I'm going to draw a card from the Psychic Tarot for the Heart card. Let's see what words of wisdom you're going to be given. There we go. Trust. Trust in the process. Trust in what's being shown to you. Trust in the decisions you have to make. Trust in the changes you want to bring in. It's about trust. That's a hard one, trust, because trust is about releasing control, relinquishing control, and trusting the process of what is, without resistance. It's the resistance that trips us up every time. It's trusting and going with the flow and just trusting that everything is as it should be. That just fell out, so I'll give you that as well. This is from the Angels of Abundance cards. Moonlighting. You've got moonlighting, which is nice, isn't it? That again is the, talking about the shadow self, talking about the subconscious. You can start working on your dream career part-time while keeping your other job to pay the bills. Soon your dream career will take flight and fully support you. Well, that's what this month's about, isn't it? Fulfilling your dreams. Fulfilling that dream career, whatever you always wanted to do. So I hope that this has been really helpful for you. I hope it resonates with you. Stay safe, stay healthy, and this too will pass. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, follow the link below to my website. You can book a private reading from there. I wish you many, many blessings, Aquarius.